An attempt to preserve a forest in South Winnipeg took a turn with the discovery of an unmarked cemetery for a former orphanage and home for unwed mothers. Advocates are now calling on the city to hold off developing the area and to investigate. Shelley Sweeney, Archivist Emerita for the University of Manitoba, is the one who found the site while researching LeMay Forest in Winnipeg's St. Norbert suburb. A member of Ours Winnipeg, a green space advocacy organization who want the forest to be preserved.
I just think it's an important part of our history, and that now that we know about it, maybe if you didn't know about it, that would be one thing, but now that we know about it, I think the moral and ethical thing to do is to consult with the communities and say, how should we handle this?
The Catholic orphanage called Asile Richaud was run by the Sisters of Miséricorde from 1904 to 1948. According to surviving records at the St. Boniface Historical Society, around 7,000 children passed through the institution. The ethnicity of around 2,700 children was recorded. 225 were Métis, 6 were First Nations, and 1 was Inuit. The death rate of children at Asile Richaud was high, especially in the early years of its operation.
In 1909, out of 314 children that were accepted into the asile, 188 died. So that's a death rate of 599 to 1,000 live births. When I found another statistic from 1910, the standard across Canada was 262. So substantially lower than the death rate at the asile.
Records from the St. Boniface Historical Society suggest that somewhere between over 1,200 and 2,000 children died there during its operation. The exact location of the cemetery is unknown, but Sweeney thinks a bare spot within the mature forest might be it. According to Sweeney, an unmarked grave is believed to have stored multiple human remains of some of these children.
The cemetery was divided into quadrants, and for the children whose parents or parent could not pay for a separate burial, or a separate burial plus a headstone, that they would open, but it doesn't say what, a trench, a pit, and that the children would be buried at that time.
Various sources and reports contradict whether the remains were moved and the cemetery deconsecrated after the orphanage closed. Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs is now asking the City of Winnipeg to investigate. APTN obtained a letter sent by Grand Chief Kathy Merrick to Winnipeg's Mayor, Scott Gillingham. It reads, in part, "We take this news very seriously, and our hearts go out to the family and nations of these little ones who were not given the opportunity to return home, even after they died. It is with heavy hearts but solid determination we will seek to repatriate these little ones so they can be laid to rest in the care of their loved ones." Sweeney and other members of Ours Winnipeg presented their findings to the City of Winnipeg Council earlier today. Sav Jonesa, APTN National News, Winnipeg.